All right, it's a Cofield and Company post show. We're calling it for now Cofield's Trash Can. We could change the name in like 2 days. Adam getting hammered at home. Von Tobel is here. I feel like a kid in a candy store. I don't know what this Zoom is, but we're going to try it. My God. Von Tobel, can you do a background?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, what's going on?
I've been messing around with this a little bit.
Let's do this.
And what I wanted to do was get a little fresh air, so I thought Bay Area was pretty good. But then, I'm more of a nature guy, so I was like, hanging out in the park's a lot more fun. But sometimes I'm so funny that I'm out of this world. You know what I mean?
Don't ever do that again.
We can do that, too. I like that.
You can also – there's an option, too, here. I have a green screen. So then I guess you can add a lot more stuff if you actually have a green screen, which I do not have. So
yeah, that's gonna be dangerous.
Jackass.
Oh, no.
We lost it, though. Okay. So, in the post show, we have to get to some stuff that came down right after the show, but also some stuff, John, that we talked about during the show. Adam, do you want to explain our discussion about the Speights Tour?
Larry was not happy with Mocha Joe's or his mother, Mocha Jane, so he started his own coffee shop right next door with cheaper prices and better amenities and no defecating. So that was the highlight of the store. And he just started it to run Mocha Joe out of business, which is brilliant.
John, basically the premise is any store, restaurant, any service that has burned you in the past, you're like, you know what? I'll get you. I'm going to open a competitor, and I will drive you out of friggin' business. I was terrible on the air with my choice. Adam freaking nailed it. Adam, what was your Speight store or Speight business?
I'm going to open a Speight cell phone company. We're actually treat people as human beings and have actual unlimited data. One price all the time. It's going to be great.
How about your insurance actually gets you the phone?
Yeah, if you have insurance, you actually get a phone if it breaks. Instead of like, oh, you have insurance? Nice. It'll only be $500 for you.
Rake you over the goddamn coals.
Yeah. My Speight phone company is going to be awesome.
My God.
How about this? At my company, you're actually going to be able to make calls.
John, would you like to open a Speight internet service for Adam?
Yeah, one that actually allows him to connect to our Zoom chats. And
yes.
I feel like if Adam were to attempt a background, everything would just crash into burning flames, and you would not be able to download Zoom ever again, let alone open your laptop.
We're way out here in the wilderness and so high. I don't know what you want me to do.
You and your wide intersections, yes.
Yes, very, very wide intersections.
I don't know what I would open in terms of Speight because I haven't had like an awful time with really anything that I can think of other than like, no, you know what? I know what I would. I would open a rival Uber Eats / Postmates kind of deal because lately we've been using it a little bit more, obviously, because we've been quarantined. Terrible. And I think 6 out of 10 times I get somebody who doesn't understand how the app works. So I live in an apartment complex, and I give them explicit instruction how to get to my apartment, like to the point where it's like, you'll see the red Honda in the parking lot. 75 is the spot. It's up the stairs right behind it. 3rd door on the left. And every time I open the app and they're driving in circles around my apartment complex trying to find where I live, I would actually have one where people knew how to work the app. So maybe a little ageist, but I'm totally in with that.
We could have done 3 hours today on the Isle of Dana.
So amazing.
Is it a man-made island? Is it man-made? Did they go construct it for him?
No, the island's there. The land is there. He's just got to build the infrastructure.
So, Adam, first of all, so this story's been widely reported. UFC, private island. This is where Dana is going to try to do a ton of the UFC fights at. They're also doing fights on land, Tachi Palace, in California. I think the assumption is that the island – am I making a safe assumption thinking the island is, like, near the West Coast? Where do you think it is?
I don't have any idea. I heard the rumors it could be in Hawaii. It could be in the Caribbean. I don't know. John, are you drinking out of a bottle of Jameson?
Yeah, of course he is.
That's really impressive. Very impressive.
Adam, if you had a snitch on this, would you admit it publicly? Doesn't Dana vacation on a very private island?
He usually vacations in Cabo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wonder where this island is. So, John, what kind of questions did you have about the Isle of Dana?
Well, okay, so first off, I would assume you'd have to fight indoors. So is there a structure already in place that you would fight indoors? The other one that kind of ties into that is, obviously, this is still going to be on pay-per-view, which, by the way, thanks a lot. Quarantine. Why not just throw it on ESPN? But no, it's still going to be on pay-per-view.
Hold on. UFC 249, Adam, you think 99% is not at the island?
No. That's going to be, we think, at their whatever their new headquarters is, which we believe is Topsy Palace.
In California.
Okay.
Yeah, so the island is for cards, but also it's going to help out their international fighters so they don't have to come into the U.S. So the pay-per-view will not be on the island. But you're right, John. Pay-per-views in the future could be on the island. I don't know.
Right. Well, and either way, so let's just say, I would assume that, I don't have the schedule in front of me. Is there a fight night or anything like that the week after 249?
Well, there's a couple fights scheduled, but they're just going to have fights every weekend. Like, that's their plan, whether it's scheduled or not. They're like, hey, we're the only thing in town. We're having fights every weekend.
So I would assume there has to be a lot of infrastructure built in terms of not just like a building in which you can fight, but the technical capabilities of being able to broadcast said fight to the masses around the world.
I think have it like a luau. I mean, you're on an island anyway. Just go on the beach, like cook up a pig, and let's just go. Let's just throw it down. What are we building infrastructure for?
A handheld camera. It just Dana in the ring, just with the fighters, and just stream it out on Skype and have all of us or Periscope, and just have us all tune in and pay $60 for Dana's handheld camera.
Or you can do it on Zoom and just put up an island background.
And have them, just make sure nobody wears. Well, I think is Connor the only one that wears the green shorts? Just make sure nobody wears green shorts so it doesn't superimpose on their kit.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, there's so many possibilities here. Why build a structure?
My God. And it really is winner take all because the winner should be allowed to stay. Hopefully they have some luxurious accommodations. You lose. Think what you're going back to. You're all beat up. You lost. Now you have to go back to your family and this goddamn pandemic and be locked down. Sucks.
No, I think even better. I think if you lose, you have to stay on the island and hunt your own food. Like, you lost. What do you don't get a reward. You don't get to go home.
How many reality shows can spawn from this?
Oh, it'd be countless. It'd be amazing. Like, and that's it. Like, to Adam's point, do you fight your way off the island?
Yes.
Right? So you win as many fights as possible until you can make your way off the island. And the loser every time, and I don't know if they would actually do it or if it's just for show, you just put them on a raft and then you push them out into the middle of the ocean. And, like, that's the end. That's the elimination ceremony. Whoever loses, you just put them on a raft and push them out.
No, I think you burn them at the fire pit.
Okay.
What if we're going all in here? Why not? We're on an island. Nobody can get off. What are we doing? Let's go. Are we doing this for real or not?
Make them swim home.
Yes. This is brilliant. I like all of this. I'm ready for everything to happen.
Tomorrow we'll have a discussion about the possibility of West Virginia booking elections. We actually have a instant reaction video that we'll have up on social media sometime tonight. John, I don't want you to get too political because, I'm apolitical, even though I've got the Make America Great hat over my shoulder. You made an observation about Joe Biden. What's the problem?
So, look, and you guys know this when we had, who was the guy on from CNN we had when we were at the Golden Nugget? Because I don't even know what a caucus is, right? Like, so my political life, I'm very, very raw. But I just can't help but notice that every time I watch a video of Joe Biden, he can't talk. He can't speak. He doesn't make a cogent point. It's all just a whole bunch of, like, mumbling and rambling and things that don't make sense. Like, the latest clip I saw, and it was just like, the election coming up and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's coming in 16 tomorrow. We'll be there. And I don't know. I don't know what's happening with the guy. And I feel like no matter what your leanings are one way or the other, that can't instill a lot of confidence in people. If the guy, I don't. See, there we go. This is slippery. I can't do it.
Adam,
have you watched a press briefing?
Yes, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. This is just a different time.
Adam, the other day that Joe Rogan said he's more comfortable with Trump over Biden.
I saw. It's ridiculous. Here's the thing, John. I don't actually think the Democrats care if Biden's president. Like, they just want him to make it through the election.
Well, I can't. Again, this is going to turn into a different topic. I feel like that's kind of dangerous, isn't it?
No, I mean he should win in the states that matter, because only 3 states matter in the election. He should win there. And then who cares who the president is in their mind? I'm not saying my opinion. What I'm saying in their mind, who cares who's the president? Just win the election. Yeah.
It's quite the
just get in.
We put ourselves in. It's awesome.
I feel like I'm a better orator. Orator?
Yeah. Oh, you definitely are. Just right there you are. I would say it's just like the NCAA tournament. All you got to do is get in and then just figure out a way. But that's all they're trying to do. Just qualify. Just get in, get the office, and then whoever runs it, runs it.
Last thing to know on the trash can, because this one came down just after the show. Did you guys see that the NBA 2K betting may be more than flawed this video game tournament? Were there leaks? Did people know that Derek Jones Jr. pulled the upset on Kevin Durant because it was freaking taped? How about the global? Actually, John, you can tell us. It wasn't even just global books taking the bets, right?
Well, I personally, I only saw the global books were taken. I'm pretty sure the East Coast started because the East Coast is a little bit more lenient with what they approve and what they can't.
But anyway,
say again.
And bets on this, and apparently, folks had inside information knowing that Derek Jones Jr. took out the top seed.
Well, here's my thing, and I want to push back on this a little bit in multiple ways. So one, so the story is that Kevin Durant, who was favored in his matchup with Derek Jones, who was a 16 seed, and again, the seeds are decided by their ratings in NBA 2K. So obviously Kevin Durant's going to be 1 seed, and Derek Jones Jr. is going to be 16. But Kevin Durant was the favorite in that matchup. I have no handicapping prowess whatsoever. My initial thought was just that Derek Jones Jr. is young.
Yep.
He should have been favored. And I don't know if this was one my action because they knew what was going to happen, or if they thought this kid's in his early 20s, he plays NBA 2K all the time. Why would I bet on Kevin Durant? Because I don't know if he's any good at NBA 2K. So I think it's a mix of both, but it's also the risk of when you do stuff like this, when you put up odds, which is why Nevada wouldn't approve something like this, when it's pre-recorded, you run the risk of somebody knowing and getting the information out there and then betting one side. However, I'd assume the limits were also really low. I couldn't find anything on what the limits were. But there was a lot of hand-wringing in the mainstream media like, oh, man, I think there was Pro Basketball Talk who actually put it in their article, quote, this is a grave warning for the NBA. Like, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
Something completely different. But I think it's just, I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of things that went into it. But if the mainstream media is going to start to run with like, oh, no, watch out, games are getting fixed, like it's something completely different.
All right, guys. That's the trash can for today. We'll be back tomorrow. I think we're going to hear from Von Tobel on Cofield and Company tomorrow because we missed our Monday spot. So we're going to try to talk to John at least once a week, if not more.
I'm kind of busy tomorrow.
What you got, John?
So I'm kind of busy tomorrow,
Oh, we'll check with your agent. Things are the schedule's filled. All right, guys.
Based on that bottle of Jameson, I think he's going to be sleeping.